Assalamu alaikum. Y'all may be seated. How's everyone doing? Wonderful. It's good seeing you all. Is this everyone that we have? Everybody's down? Okay. Well, the ones that didn't come out, I'll make sure you all tell them what took place tonight. This don't necessarily have to be a tape that's passed around to other temples or whatnot. I wanted to speak to you all. It's a wonderful day. It's for real. And we're having a little time getting everything going just the way we want it to be. However, we're being successful. It may not be as fast as I would like it to be, but we are being successful. To the point where everyone else is looking at what we're doing and they're commenting about it. And in a few days, we'll have people coming to see for themselves because they're not going to believe. They don't believe it now, but since it's being talked about so much, they got to come and see what so few people are doing. And what they're really going to witness is people that's doing right. And what's unbelievable about that, the whole world don't do that. They do some good. They never do right. We have attracted more people than what you can realize. I stated before that a lot of people here in Kansas is going to start telling people from around the world, around this country, about what we're doing. Before we, if you don't get no louder than that, you don't have to go. That's one of the young scientists there. However, I would like for you to really understand what's taking place, for real. You're not just working so that you can see these things. This is something that nobody has done in the world. Nobody has done this. A lot of people that's with the messenger, that came under the messenger and his teachings or the message, they felt very, very good being with the messenger, and I can bear witness because I was one of them. And however, he didn't do this. And not that, I won't say not that he couldn't, it wasn't supposed to be done. However, now this is to be done, and it will last forever. Forever. Now, what they speak about Solomon in the books and whatnot, they're really speaking about you also. Solomon built this, so they didn't call everybody by name. They just called the one that was doing or in the head of it. So they didn't call, they speak about who's the head of this country. They said Bill Clinton. But they don't say the cabinet members and going down to the Secretary of State. They don't name all that. They just say Bill Clinton. But if he didn't have the rest of them, he would just be plain old Bill. You understand what I'm saying? So you all should always look at yourself as being just that important. This is something that has never been done right. Doing right has never been done. The best in the last 6,000 years has been doing good. And then if you do good too much, they get on you. And especially if it was for the black man. That's why Kennedy had to leave the way he did. The black man is not supposed to really rise without the white man's permission, or God himself does it. So they had never seen God. They seen God's messenger. They stayed off from him and backed off. They left him alone and allowed him to pass. Everybody else they killed, even Jesus. So if they treat you the way they treat me, you're going to live a long time. You understand what I'm saying? Well, this attention that we are bringing to ourselves, we are worthy of it. And when the people start to see that this is for real, and it's in accord with the prophecy, what God said, and he didn't lie, after we understand what the prophecy is, we find out he didn't lie, then the FOI uniform that we wore with the stars on our shoulders, sun, moon, and stars on our shoulders, we actually going to have to be able to carry that weight, because the weight of the world is going to be on us. In other words, the weight of wrong, turning it back around to be right, is going to be on us. However, if you can get yourself to do right, ain't no other weight heavier than your own self. Let me say that again. If you can get your own self to be right, there is no other weight that can be added heavier than that. So once you remove that weight or that burden, you got it. You got it. Can't nobody put nothing on you to weight you down. So you're always free. You're always light. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. So this is us. This is heaven in the making. This is it indeed. You know, for after a while, I'm going to start sending you all to different places. You know, Mother, I sent her out on another tour to make sure that our satellites are shining the light the way they should. And she left a home that the construction crew put together. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, especially if you look at it and then look away. You know, if you look real close, you may see some things. However, you got to look close. Well, the time that Mother was away giving birth to the baby, she was in my home. And while she was there, we made sure that she was treated as a mother. Even during the childbirth, Mr. Bobo don't know anything about it except from listening to us on the phones and whatnot. He had nothing to do with this birth. You know, my wife delivered the baby, comfort Mother. Everything came out beautiful. It wasn't a glitch, no place. And after that took place, she got strength back. It looked like it was in a couple of days. And then she came back. I told her, I said, well, Mother, you got to come see the house because the brothers really did a good job. I mean, they did good. She said, well, I don't want to leave your house. I said, no, you got to come and see this. And right after you see it, you be there for about a week, then I want you to go. She said, okay. She came and saw it, and she called up. She was in tears. She was so happy. But then she was there for about a week, and she had to leave. And she went to a place that we have. You know, we pay the rent. We got an apartment that's already there that we keep it. And we had a brother and a sister staying there. When Mother got there, almost everything had to be thrown out. But she never said, Father, I want to leave. She called me in tears. I said, don't worry about it, babe. You know, you crying about that because you left heaven. It looked like you stepped back into hell. You still there, Mother, too. This won't have to take place very long. We got some people that's in heaven that we're preparing to do this. But she's still there in the apartment, roaches and all. House built, put together for her. Sister Leon comes over and makes sure everything is running good. Food is good. Mother's not there. I just thought I'd tell you all that. Heaven is being done, being built. And this is the place here. However, everything outside of this is still hell. And when you can discipline yourself the way that your mother has, then you know you've got it won. She was crying, but she never asked me, could she leave? I just told her how to get rid of the roaches. Then it come to find out she had to get rid of the couch. Then it come to find out she had the newborn baby there and everything. Little bumps start popping up on the baby. Come find out the rug was filthy. Now we had to get rid of the rug. You see? So things are being done. I don't want you all to think that you all are working hard and the royal family is living royally. That's not the case. However, we keep in mind what we already know is to take place. And nothing of misery supersedes even what we've been told, and we haven't reached it yet. The scientists have come to us many times and showed us and told us things. The king can bear witness to it. So what they've showed us and told us, I don't care what happens, if we're caught on fire, that misery does not compare to the glory that they've already showed us. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, so that's why she never asked to leave. I told her, I said, well, Thursday, Be all packed up and everything, get ready to go. She said, oh, thank you, Father. You see? Now, in her absence, all these things have been taking place. Had a, what do you call, open house, and had some other things, more people coming and watching and looking, but they ain't see Mother, but they see the things that you all are doing. And most of it is because of Mother. You might got nervous when she came around, but it made you pay attention to what you was doing. Now, your Father's coming in because his child is about to be seen. So to make sure, the child is heaven I'm talking about, to make sure it is seen right, I have brought in the majority of my wives. They shall start tomorrow on all of the high-profile businesses that we have. And they're going to be working with the managers, and you'll begin to see how I think. I taught them, and I'm still teaching them. And remember this, we have mathematical thinking classes, and you all are here working in heaven, building heaven, and have a chance to express what you're learning in your thinking. The ones that are with me, the teaching is much more intense. You know, they even got a dream right. For real. You know, Satan would love to send them horrifying dreams and terrorize the house. You know, he'll send a dream, make it so real, like, man, it's got to be. How did they know? Man, would that be true? Don't even worry about it, baby. If I didn't give it to you, it ain't going to happen. So now when the dream starts, they shut it off. Change channels. So since they know how I think, and they know my spirit, I have asked them, would they do this for me? Before the birthday celebration, and before the people actually come in mass and start looking, I want everything that they see to be irrefutable in the way of being beautiful, truthful, and energetic. If they utter anything about what they see, it's got to be positive. I asked Uncle Bobby, his wife, Brother Aaron, and I think Uncle Bobby wanted Brother Yusuf to come up, Brother Davis' brother, so that they can also participate in it. Uncle Bobby is a perfectionist. He takes everything he does really to heart. If it's not done the way it's supposed to be done, he's in charge of it. I really have to talk to him, keeping him breaking up in tears. I want to know why you don't see it. So if I bring him in, his character hasn't changed. I'm not saying you all have not been doing an adequate duty. I'm not saying that. When I was here before, I think I made a statement that I'm going to step into refinement. So I'm bringing my beauty with me to set it in motion. So the things that you all have been holding back on doing, or couldn't do, or didn't see, my wife will show you. My wives will show you. There are some things that I want to take place, and it must take place. The diner, we have to be professional. We're too slow and too clumsy. It has to be professional. My wife is going to show you how to do that. The filling station is working good, but it has a haze over it. It's not clean as it should be. We're going to straighten that out. What I do see running that is to my pleasure, or I'm pleased with, not that I'm not pleased with the others. It's almost like Jehovah telling in the first Revelation, writing to the churches, how pleased he were with them. However, he had a few things that he wanted to confront them about. So the bakery and the supermarket, I really can't say too much about that other than it looks like my wives. It's beautiful. We're going to go in also there and see where we can help, because that's something that has to be dealt with specifically on all the different items. We got to be a real good counter there. You got to know what's coming in, what's going out, to keep everything the way it should be. And it's got to be appealing to bring the people from the community in. It's so beautiful now that the people are almost afraid to come in our businesses, thinking that the business itself shows them up. However, I'm not only just making beauty, I'm also bringing their destruction. They're going to have to come. They're going to have to. If you notice, if you read before in the prophecies, especially in 1 Kings, it read when Solomon was doing his business and taking care of what he was supposed to do, it read that the cities rang again. This would be the first one. People are going to be singing. They're going to be happy. Because there is a way out, although they didn't believe it. But belief counts for nothing if not carried into practice. And you can't carry the belief of falsehood in practice. So if it's going to be carried into practice, they got to be dealing with the truth. We're the only people. So what I'll ask of you all to do, remember, these are my wives. If you hurt one, I might have to visit you. Because if you hurt them and they got to stay with me for the rest of their life and hurt, and you going on off laughing and you happy, I got to get even. I hope you understand what I'm saying. In other words, they're not coming to dictate anything because they're independent like me. They're so close to me, I'm independent, so I make them independent of you all. So they're not going to come and dictate anything. They're just going to show you how I would do it. And how I do things, I go in, I look at it, I say, well, look, I think it's best if we do it this way. What do you think? I don't say, look, do it this way and that's it. I don't ever do that. Because it stops you from thinking. And my purpose is to wake you up in your thinking. So they do the same thing. They are pretty dominant because they have knowledge that makes them that way. You know, if you have quite a bit of knowledge, unless you really understand and you're dealing with a baby, that's the only thing that will give you patience with ignorance beyond this time. If you all have been doing something for some period of time and we come in and say, well, it'd be better if we do it this way, and you won't even listen, then you're going to get a fight and you're not going to win. You understand? Yes, sir. So that's why I called you here tonight, to let you know what I've brought in. Now, Brother Aaron, I have from the Eastern Shore of Maryland. I've witnessed the brother. And he's not a wife of mine per se. However, I would trust him with his word. If he says something, I trust it. I don't even look at it twice. If he say he can do something, he can do it. If he don't know, he said, I don't know. I'll try it. Most times he tries, he does it. And it's not 2 weeks. If he say he's going to do it, it's usually done within that day. So you know the brother was working. He wasn't all playing, trying to get away from the work. You know, he's the brother that I said that we had blessed Uncle Bobby with, because he kept all the farm equipment going. And so he's here now. He's going to keep his own vehicle. So where is Brother Larry here? Oh, so whatever gas he needs to run his vehicle, let him have it. He's not one that's going to go and ride around town, run up the gas and got nothing done. Y'all understand? In other words, this is what I'm saying. If you have already earned certain privileges, why not take advantage of it? If you have already earned certain privileges, then it'd be best that you take advantage of it so you can grow even more. If you've earned the privileges and the person that's in charge won't let you experience them, something's wrong. Is that right? Yes, sir. Well, I have, 4 or 5 wives here? All of y'all know my wives? You know all of them? I may have a couple more coming. Maybe now you can see why I have so many. I have so much to do. I won't say it's many. It's more than the brothers got now. It's a blessing for them being in my presence and me with them, because I don't have to wait to see if a brother's going to accept me and how I think. And if you did, you can't have none of my children. However, if I got a female and she accepts me, she's going to have my children, so I know my children are going to be taught what I want them to know. Right?
Yes, sir.
That's why a father gives away his daughter and his son just leaves. You see, he's very careful who he gives his daughter to. But that hard-headed boy, he just, well, Dad, I'm gone. Okay, son. Don't come back. Take your time coming back. You all understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
In other words, we're going to be happy. I want to have the face on this be just like you see the face of my wife and these beautiful sisters. You all look like you all got 3 shades beautiful. And I want the business to be the same way. I want it, it's not that we just serving the public. We're dishing out and serving civilization. So we're doing this with each other. If somebody comes in, they just happen to come in on it. They get a part of it. You know, it's like we have a beautiful swimming pool and it's nice and clean, and somebody comes, jumps in, they ain't with us, they jump in, they witness the same thing you got. Man, this is wonderful. I'm going to tell my people about this pool. This is the same thing here. So if they come into the restaurant or any business that we got, they're met with beauty. By the time they touch the doorknob, everything is right. They're met with courtesy and concern. Genuine concern to make sure we bring the best out of them, because they're getting the best from us. And we are in our own place so we can do it. It's not like you're working for Burger King or some other place and you got to do what they say, and you know damn well what they say ain't right. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you're in your own place, so you got the right to show your own courtesy. And if the person don't want to receive it, call the supreme captain, like it reads in your general orders. Sound their alarm. Let the tough men come in and escort the people out. You just confine them until the right people get there, and then be civilized about that. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, you may see a couple of wives in 2 or 3 different places. So don't be alarmed like they're trying to run everything. They do know they're going to have to answer to me. Most of the time, you all don't answer to me. You may answer to the system that's set up here, the structure, or Brother Secretary James. But I talk to him every day, so if he don't do right, I jump on it. So when you telling him, he tells me. If I don't like what you have told him, then I get on him and ask him why he let you get away with it. But Father, I wasn't there. I said, well, you trying to be like me, ain't you? Otherwise, what I'm saying is, my wives answer directly to me. They don't answer to Brother Secretary James. Be clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, some of y'all, how many of y'all seen the house that the brothers did? You been inside of it and everything?
Yes, sir.
Well, the decorating of the house, I think, came from the mind of my wife, Sister Deborah or Miss White, and Sister Leona. I don't know whoever helped them, but that's what you're seeing. What's in her mind with what we had to work with. She can do much better than that. However, we're not millionaires yet. We are millionaires. We just ain't got a hand on it yet. Believe me. The prophecy says you're going to have so much, it's just like it's just going to be nothing to you anymore. Who was it? Sister, forgive me. Sister Leona's daughter, Shannon. What's it you dreamed that some woman kept bringing bushel baskets of money? Well, it's going to happen. Just bring it to me. This is going to happen. For one reason why, they already see They're placing their money in anything that this system's got is a chance. It ain't. White people will do it, but black people are going to begin to see, wait a minute. They'll have something to compare now. All before they didn't. The black people was the same as the white people. The politicians did the same thing. Black people just didn't have the power, and they was more ruthless because they had to hurry up and get something. Because they didn't know how long they're going to be in office. But the way white folks do it, they be in office for whatever their term is, but their brothers and whoever's coming in, they still giving them a feedback. Black man ain't like that. So he got to be really ruthless on you right away. Now, they'll have something to choose from. You still want to stay where you are, or you can come over here. And as things tighten, where do you think they're going? One thing the black man is not when it comes to divinity is crazy. He is not a daredevil. You know, he be smoking crack and everything else. When he see that dust bowl coming down or that funnel cloud, he straighten up quick. Whoops. You know, white folks get in the car and try to chase it down and take pictures. Black man don't do that. I mean, for real. So this is what's happening. It's so real now and so beautiful. Most of the people don't believe it. They still don't believe it. They're waiting to see if we're going to fall. And at the same time, they're praying that we don't. So all we got to do is keep on. And I'm telling you, 1998 is just about over. And I made the statement, which is true, before 1998 leaves, everybody's going to know who is and who isn't. So we got a couple more days. I think we already know now who is and who isn't. Almost even amongst ourselves. Who has came and who has left. Who is standing on the outside, who is standing in the skirts watching, and who's actually got the shoulder to the grindstone. We got a couple more days left. And whoever makes it through this month, I won't hardly have to worry about them in 1999. And remember the number 9. That's when everybody knows what you're doing. And it's supposed to be perpetual, infinite. And this is 3 9s, 1999. So if you're going to leave before 1999. If you're going to stay, more likely you'll be with us until the end, if there's an end. So I'm getting it ready because the people are going to come. They're going to come. So are you all in agreement with this?
Yes, sir.
It's not going to be long before I'm going to be going to the churches. And I want Brother Gregory to follow me up. Going into the churches. I did have a wonderful son-in-law. I don't know what happened to him. Matter of fact, 2 of them. Married to the same daughter. Brother Khalid, very persuasive man if he ever decided to be that way. We'll still see what he's going to do. You know, it takes knowledge to make sure that you earn what I have for you. All you got to do is think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My people lose their life for the lack of knowledge. So it's real simple. When you're doing the work, if you say you can do something, make sure you tell the truth about it. If you can't do it, say, well, I can't do it, but I'll be more than happy to learn. If you got somebody that'll teach you, if they're going to teach you, learn. Don't get all hung up arguing with them. That's the thing that's been holding us back. And for what I've been doing, for the time that I've been doing it, I won't say it's a whole lot of people that I have attracted that had lasting or staying power. Because what I'm doing is extremely difficult. If I can change your mind when you can't change it yourself, that's not easy. That is not easy. And I don't change your mind by threatening you. I don't think I do.
No, sir.
So we're going to see what takes place. Tomorrow morning we're having, I think we're meeting here, all of the heads of departments. And we want to go over some things. I want to introduce my wives to you all so that you can become acquainted. And we put the right look on this nation. So they're coming to help. I'm leaving a skeleton crew in headquarters. Like I put that, give it a little nap, and let everybody come over here and go to work. So we'll see what happens in the morning, how you all greet each other, whatnot. This, I'm looking to last just a little beyond the birthday celebration. Now, if they so want to stay here after that, then we'll discuss it. However, I think what's going to happen between now and then is going to be so much progress being made that it's very possible they may want to continue. What I would do, anyone that is in position of learning, I would learn as fast as I could. And one thing I can say about each and every one of them, I haven't met one yet that's afraid of work if they already got to go. So I know you all been working, just putting in the hours. If you don't work, just stand around watching. That's harder than working. Especially if you intend to get something done. Because as long as you're looking, you're not doing it. As long as you're looking, it's looking back at you. I got to be done. It's got to be done. You get tired just thinking, man, I got to do that. Are you all understanding?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I want you to know. I want you to know why I'm here, why they'll be here. And I may be here for a while. If I'm not, they'll be here. They're not going to tell you nothing wrong. The characters of them, the ones that I'm leaving here, is law. And law don't play. In other words, this is the nature of it. Not that they're trying to be disagreeable. Law don't have tolerance. Law's the law. Oh, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Now you might say, well, I can't submit to no woman. I don't care if she's law or not. You submit it to your mother. When she said, nope, not the right breast, the left one. You submit it quick and grabbed it. Right? We have someone that's completely new. So she's filled with new ideas, but she's never forceful. And she'll listen. She's incapable of understanding stupidity. So she might have a blank look on her face when you're expressing that. She's trying to equate it, but there's nothing there to equate. She may ask you, what did you say? So you know something you ain't coming across right with. Then you have Sister Deborah, which so many of you all know. She wants to do everything. Get it done today. But while you're doing it, she's telling you what you want to do tomorrow. So you really can't get done today what she's telling you about tomorrow. In other words, she's filled up with ideas. Filled up. So once you got your instructions, whatnot, if she come with some more instructions, just ask her, well, Miss White, can I at least finish this? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I'm showing you their character. So if you get caught up on them, you're going to lose. So I'm telling you already before it starts. Aisha, I'm taking her back with me. I may bring her back when I come. She's law to the letter. So I don't want to kill y'all. So I think I have her working with Brother Secretary James and whatnot. He can wrestle pretty good. Then we have, all of y'all know Sister Dana. I think, right?
Yes,
She juggles, she keeps the numbers. And some brothers has been doing that. Just about every set of brothers that ever handled that almost had a nervous breakdown. Especially if mother was on them. I just can't do nothing right. I can't stand it. I can't do nothing right. Dana's still holding it. And don't tell me mother ain't been on. She been on you? She didn't say, oh, well, that's Dana. I won't say that. No. Dana, what in the... How did you bring that book? She's still doing it. So she's been here longer than anyone else that I think. Then we have, is Dina here? Oh, I'm sorry, Dana. You hardly ever sit on the front. Well, we have, how many of y'all know Brother Paul and Sister Alice? Oh, y'all know him? Well, this is, I know Kenneth and son didn't raise his hand, did he? This is her daughter. This is their daughter. Sister Zena, she's one of my wives. Beautiful cook. She's deep water. That must have been her son. Who just said yes, sir? You been eating my wife cooking? Well, she is. So I asked her to come, be at the diner. So we want to figure out exactly, do we need to get some different material there, utensils or equipment, or just what's making things be so delayed? Sister Artania, someone that is law. She's not like Sister Aisha. She's like the thinking part of law, but she is law in order. Do you all know Sister Artania? Yes. I'm asking her to be in the front. Now, the ones that's already there, we're not removing anyone. If that takes place, that'll take place after they get acquainted, and whatever is best to be done, that's what we'll do. If it's best that they leave, if that's the best, that's what'll happen. So it's not where they come in and fire someone, because we don't fire people. We put you in class F, but we don't fire you. In other words, it's not about that. So what I'm saying is don't apply nothing to this world that we know out there to this. All right?
Yes, sir.
So she will be there to make sure things are done right, from a welcome and mat on into the restaurant or diner, and everything that has to be done with it to make sure it's done right. That is her order. I know that she don't have a lot of patience either, but she don't force you to do a lot of things. She just come and tell on you. She makes it known. So I have her doing that. You married me? Oh, okay. I got to keep checking. Sister Joy was the one I was talking about as far as being new. Taney law, Aisha, she's so much law, I have to halfway keep it with me most of the time. And Dana, she probably floating around keeping numbers on all of them. See what's going on. And I think, are we bringing any more up here? We bringing somebody else, right? All right, one or two more? Well, Jocelyn's not a wife, but she's... I think Dad gonna go get her and bring her back out here. She takes care of the children. In other words, she gonna take care of the children. I got a couple of my children out here already. So Jocelyn gonna be here because she knows the children. They know her. So they can't pull nothing over on her. They're real wise. So she'll be coming out here. So you probably won't be seeing her in the business in the way of constructing or doing in the business. She's gonna make it possible where the otherwise can go out and don't have to worry about the children. However, she's no slouch either. The wives are teaching her. So a lot of things. So I won't say you won't see her, but that's what she would be brought here for. However, we're very flexible. If the wind comes, we know how to lean. When it passed, we come right back up. And we didn't get hurt. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, how many of y'all think this is not a good idea? How many of you think that you are unable to work with my wife? How many of you would like the opportunity to do so? All right. That looks almost like it's unanimous. Well, we're going to have the opportunity to do so. There's a couple of brothers that I know, I won't say a special interest in, but I watch, see what they do, and Brother Najee is one of them, because he works with the transportation, and I wanted him to do quite a few things which he has not done. He's gotten a lot better as far as not just fixing something, turning bolts, but to make sure who's getting behind the wheel, know what they're doing. So he hasn't been tops on that. He's working to get his own self together, his own behavior, his own self-discipline. So we have that pretty well together. And I hope Brother Aaron work with the mechanical part for a while to get these things up, to make sure we have the vehicles that is to be rented in working shape. Not like it was when Brother Ephraim's daughter came up. How many times we had to trade the car with her? 3 or 4 times? That's not a good practice. And I may even bring up a couple of cars of my own and have it here for to be rented. Now, I don't know who the lucky person is going to be. I didn't put no influence on, so whoever get it, I didn't do it. Whoever got the lucky ticket to the queue, it'll be given away at the birthday. In other words, they'll receive it at the birthday celebration. I may bring that out here a couple of weeks from now and just put it in the lot here. Just wait. And I'm looking to get a replacement, because I am going to be going to quite a few different places. So you all put your will out to make sure that I'm successful in doing that.
Yes,
you agree with that?
Yes,
do you think I deserve it?
Yes,
well, I'm happy that you all think that you're being, or you know that you're being treated adequately. I won't say fair, because that's not right. But if you're being treated the way you should be treated based on your own behavior, then I'm satisfied.
Yes,
you just remember, you are in control of how you're treated.
Yes,
how you treat yourself, it depends upon how someone else treats you. And believe me, since nobody can find nothing wrong, they coming. I'm telling you, they coming. We want to utilize everybody's intelligence to its max, so that everything that is being done will be done very easily, almost effortlessly. It can be done if you work together, not against each other. If you work together, it can be done. And that's what I expect to see done. There's quite a few people every week that's always calling. They want to come out here. Some people, we just tell them straight out no, because they're crazy. Is that right, Brother Secretary? Some people, we listen. They say, well, if we bring them, we bring Satan into heaven. But what I'm saying is, you may say, well, there ain't too many here. But there's a lot of people every week want to come. They don't meet the criteria. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
So you can consider yourself very fortunate or very blessed that you're here. For real.
Yes,
Most of the brothers that are your age or younger, in their 20s, that would like to come, don't have no jobs. They done fathered a child. They're not paying child support because they're not able. So as soon as they do something, the devil lock them up. And that's another ploy that he's using to make sure that the young black man don't come to this. And most of the black man falls right in the trap. He falls right in the trap. So when they get here, we're going to have a system set up of our own. We want to get it in such a way that our word is so perfect that we're not going to need no license to drive down the street. We're not going to need no keys for our door. But those that are around me, the water that's around me, and my uncle, or yours uncle, and those that are close to them, I don't have to worry about them trying to make you do wrong. So you ain't got that excuse like it was with the messenger. So you can rest assured it's going to come a time we're not going to have to answer to white folks for nothing.
That's right.
So it's already started.
Yes, sir.
Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
So I don't believe, most time I don't go with thoughts. If I do, I say it's a thought, that I'll be doing you an injustice by doing this. You agree?
Yes, sir.
Now, I asked this before all of you also that you'll know. Did you all agree to come and do this?
Yes, sir.
I didn't make you?
No, sir.
They were just really trying to get away from me. So you all see, they want to do this because they want to do it. All right?
Yes, sir.
Now, most of the time, a man don't loan his wife out. He just don't do that. If he does, he send her to work and she come right back home. But they're here, they're not coming home. If anything, I got to come to them. And Sister Dana's been here all this time. Nobody's told me of any improprieties that she's been into. I don't know if you're scared to tell me or not. What I'm saying is, those are things, if you want to think back, what I'm saying, you got an example of it already. Miss White was out here for a good little while. She may be a little flirtatious. That keeps her young. Keeps her beautiful. And you all should enjoy it. Just know where to stop. Well, that's all I really had to say. I won't say it's a little. It may be a little said. However, the meaning is much.
Yes, sir.
Much.
Yes, sir.
Sister Lyota, I cannot thank her enough. I know when I first came to get this started, that's the first house I went to. After I left Alvin Farrakhan's, we came and went to her house. I didn't see her. I was speaking with Brother National Secretary Abbas Rasul, her husband. And then she came in. I think you were pregnant, weren't you? With Hadi. And I don't think we spoke but a good month or so, or 2 months or something, before I was sitting there really having any dialogue. And it took a while. I stayed there. I lived with them. I forgot how long now. What, 2 years, 3 years? 3 years? The king keeps account of things. I stayed there 3 years, like I did with the messenger. And now, the nation is almost, just about everything, every business you go into, you can point to something Lyota was the cause of having in there. So, and then her son and her daughter are twins. Giannis and little Lyota are twins. I don't know if you wanted that to be known or not. He's with his dad, and he's really developed very pleasingly. He's working in the secretarial department there in headquarters. So if you all get your tapes messed up, you know who did it. If you get them in a timely manner, you know who did it. And Sister Lyota, I don't know who her husband is at this time. Whoever it is, they really going to receive somebody. The sister's very patient. She learns very well, very quickly. And I haven't seen her be cross. I haven't any cross words. I haven't seen it. I really haven't. I haven't seen it in her nature. So whatever brother she gets, he's going to have to be a real brother. She deserves that. We still got a few more years to wait, so don't rush it. So I said all that to say that I was there, and I can see by my presence being there that is now paying off. Brother Rasul was a very powerful and dominant man. And there was several times if I wanted to, I could have raised up and stuck my chest out, and we might have went to blows. I didn't do that. I just let him know I still am alive. And now he's Every time I talk to him, he's almost in tears telling me how happy he is. He never thought he could be that happy. Never even dreamt it. He never has ever been that happy, not even when he was with the messenger. So he tells me. If he's telling me the truth, I can understand it. But that's not the way it started off. You see? So all of you all that are here, and if you're not giving all that you can give to your own self, you got to check yourself. You're wasting an opportunity. Money is nothing. Allah is the only reality. That means you, black man. You're the only reality. If we want to use money, well, we're going to bring it back in a system where we're going to do it. We're not going to use it the way that we have been from this other man's thinking. So that's why you don't handle money now. It won't be long. You're going to have the opportunity to come up with what you want to do. And it's going to be right and exact. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Do you want that?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, well, if there isn't any questions about what I've just said, Brother Lord, if there isn't any questions, I'll leave you alone to mingle amongst yourselves. If not, if you have some questions, I'll answer a couple of them. I want to say this. I do love my wife, but I love the truth more. Or let me say it this way. However, I love the truth more. So because I love them, I'm not going to let them do you wrong. If they do, I'm going to show them where they were wrong and right it. And I'm not going to let you do them wrong and get away with it. All right? So, any questions about what's been said? Yes, sir?
No, sir, I don't have any questions about what's been said. However, I did have a question.
All right.
Yes, sir. I just want to know about the whole story of Jesus. However, if you don't have, if you don't want to talk about that at this particular time, could you or would you answer a brief question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The long version or the short one?
What do you want to know about Jesus?
The crucifixion, the so-called crucifixion, because I was reading in the Quran and it was talking about it was like I think about 10 or 12 points to prove that Jesus didn't die on the cross, and it showed where you can look in the Bible. So I started looking in there. However, I need to know the actual what happened with it, so that because I come in contact with a lot of Christians, and it's been shared that you're going to be going into the churches and things of that nature. However, I come in contact with a lot of them, and when I start showing things like this in the Quran and showing them, then I get to a certain point, and then they want to back out because they might find themselves having to start looking at things differently, and they want to hold on to that. So I need to know. I need to have the absolute so that I can bring it to people.
All right.
Yes, sir.
It might not be too long. But, you understand it?
Yes, sir. Unless you want me to go back to my seat.
Whichever way you want to do it. If I'm understanding you correctly, you want to know the reality of Jesus and his death.
Yes, sir.
Birth and death, or just the death part.
The events leading up to it.
Well, let me answer it this way.
Yes, sir.
Let me answer it this way. Allah never lies. That's something he can't do. Lie. If he did, he would have nullified his own existence. So he don't do that. So what he did, he had decided to make another people that would lie. Since he wouldn't lie, he wanted to make some that would. So you see what would happen. So he made the Caucasian man. And we can bear witness, he's a liar. However, to test the strength of the liar, we had to send someone to him with the truth. And see what kind of effect would the truth have on a lie after the lie has a stronghold. You know, it's much like the wolf say, come and blow your house down. So we decided to bring into existence one from amongst us, or one of us, a black man, and we always planned well in advance. So we made sure that we got the proper people together and have this sister being pregnant by this man named Joseph to bring about this man that is going to actually bring the test to the lie. Now, Mary and Joseph were genetically coded to bring about this particular child. Whether they was married or not, that wasn't the point. They didn't have to be married because this wasn't done out of love. These were two people that were genetically coded that would be successful in producing this particular child to test truth or to test falsehood, the lie. So Mary gave birth to this child, and which the Christians now call him Jesus. And he was so important, even his birth was foretold even by their own people, the liar. That's how important Jesus was. And we had to let the liar know what was coming because we always warn you. So we said, well, look, Mr. Liar, we're going to bring somebody about that's going to bring the truth to you and see how you accept it. So before he was born, they was looking for him. After he was born, they said, look, it's got to be in this time frame. Let's kill every male child and make sure we get him. After the one now. So they couldn't have married for love. Matter of fact, they didn't even get married. Show you just how great this is. This is something else that you go along, you see where you are. This is an idea being carried out against even the liar's will that's in control. Right? Same what we doing. We bringing in right in the abyss of wrong. You know wrong don't want that. Right? So this man, Jesus, important man. King said, kill every male child. However, he wasn't to be killed. A lot of male children got killed. Jesus survived. All right. Then comes along the time for Jesus to be taught because Mary nor Joseph had the knowledge. They only had the combination of the genetics to produce this. Then a scientist came. In the books, they say an old man came and taught Jesus. They called him old. It would have been better if they said a wise man. Came and taught Jesus the art of what truth really is and how to use it. Since he was already designed for it, it fit like a glove. And while he was learning and whatnot, I think was from the time up in his teenage years, or early 20s up to 30-some years, you don't have no record of Jesus. It's almost like he was off learning, trying what he was being taught. Now, Jesus, like Fred Price, didn't know that he wasn't going to be successful. It wasn't for him to know that. It was just for him to be himself. And if he be himself, it meant that he was real. It could not be no pretense in it. Just like Fred Price. Swear up and down he's right. He's done calculated. He's so comfortable with it that he can just sit there and say it and dare anybody to refute it. That's because we got him doing it. Same thing with Jesus. Now, he's going to the ruling man, not the poor people. Because when he came along, he seen the poor people was the one that needed to be saved from the ruling people. So it was naturally in his fiber to go and tell this man, especially after he'd been taught by the wise man. Now Jesus knows he's a powerful man. Powerful man. He'd tune in on you and know what you're thinking before you get it. It's written in the literature. So when the enemies came to get him, he'd go the other way because he's already tuned in on them. That's power. In other words, he had power above the liar. Now, he go to reform the liar to show him that if you really want to experience power, you got to change your behavior. What you were doing and try to gain by force, it can be done so easily with truth. But he didn't know, however, he didn't know that this was the nature of this man to lie. Now, after he had done this for a certain period of time and really got to be a thorn in this liar's side, the liar said, look, we're sick of this Jesus. He's doing nothing but causing a bunch of chaos amongst us. Let's kill him. And now, we didn't let Jesus go before he found out that the man he was trying to reform could not be reformed. So one of the wise men came to Jesus and told him, Esau, if you want to do the will of Allah, leave them Jews alone. They got 2,000 more years to rule. That's when he said, what? Did you say two? Did I hear you right? 2,000? That's right. Oh my God. Now the authorities had already put a bounty out on it. Dead or alive. Not that he had done something worthy of death in the way of stealing something or killing someone. He was a dangerous threat to the base of a lie. So if the people were to accept what he was teaching, it meant the end of their rule. So to them, they got to go now into self-preservation. Protect myself. And doing it, kill him. Now we're not going to say the officers go kill him. Let's put a bounty on it, and whoever kills him. That means we can put everybody a murderer. Somebody's bound to get it. Because he's a damage to this idea. So naturally Jesus found out what was happening. He knew he'd been ducking them all along. And when he found out when the wise man told him that, he said, oh, ain't no need to say it. So at the time, 2 soldiers saw him. One white, one black. One said, there he is. So they ran to get him. Both of them ran. And they got to him and touched him. Then they got in an argument, almost got in a fight amongst each other, who got to him first. So Jesus standing there looking at them arguing and whatnot. And Jesus said, if I may, I can settle the argument for you. Yeah. Yeah. Settle this for us. He said the one on the right touched me 1/10 of a second or 2/10 of a second before the one on the left. Which it was the black man that touched him first because the black man could run faster than what? I mean. He touched him first. So the black man said, look, why don't you let me kill you here? Because if I take you in, they're going to kill you, but they're going to torture you first. He said, if you let me kill you here, I'll make it swift. Jesus said, okay, go for it. So he pulled out his hunting knife, blade on it, yay so long, and he struck him. Struck him in his chest. You all right?
A little under the weather, sir.
You could sit down if you wanted.
Yes, sir.
You could sit right there next to my granddaughter in case you want to say something else. Right there in the front. Okay. Are you getting what I'm saying? So Jesus agreed to go on and allow the black man to kill him. And the black man struck him with such force with the knife. He was standing up next to a boarded up building, much like we always fixing up here. And it pinned him to the boarded up building. That's how strong he struck him. However, when they pulled him off for it, when he fell down in the sign of the cross. So that's where they got that cross thing from. But he was killed by a black man from bounty. However, that's not the part you look at. If Allah didn't want him to die, I wouldn't care how many knives he would have never struck him. He would still been living. The point is, are you listening? The point is, falsehood had to be tried. And it had to be tried by truth. And the man could not have known what he was going to do before he did it, or even while he was doing it, because it would not have always been truth from him. He would have already known that this ain't all the way genuine, just by the fact of knowing that these people couldn't change. So he had to be thoroughly convinced that all men could perform the truth. However, to aid us in the final analysis of what should happen to this man, we allowed a man of truth to be killed. And then give the man another 2,000 years to see if he's going to change or have any remorse for doing that. And at the end of the 2,000 years, we raise up Elijah. Say, okay, Mr. Liar, we bring in one now for our people. And if you think you was powerful because you killed Jesus, that's small time stuff. I'm going to have Elijah right in your face. He ain't going to try to hide. He's going to tell you what he's doing and tell you who you are and tell us who we are. And if he died, it'll be because we permit it. You will not take his life. You won't hurt one hair on his head. That's what happened. However, now, the white man knows that the lie has no power over truth. Especially when Allah don't permit it. Now, since he has fooled 99% of our people, making them think that Jesus was so great and that he was a Christian and that you should believe in that, when the truth does come, he's hoping that we don't have enough time before the destruction that we can be attractive to our people so that they can see we've been in a lie. So he know if it's enough time, he know you're going to see it. He know you're going to come around. But he's counting against the time. So what he does, he's sending the drugs. He sent a whole bunch of things in that you don't even know is in. How many of y'all went to the movie yesterday? Did you see what he's doing? The ones that didn't go, you can go next. You can go shortly. I want you to see this so you can see what this means. This man is not playing. He want to make sure that you are unable to receive me. To receive me means you receive everlasting life forever. No more death. So he says, well, if I must die, I want to kill them with me. I can't go out and do it wholesale, just right out, because God will take me out. So I'll do it subtly. Where they will stand in his face and say, yes, sir, Father, I'm with you. But they don't do a damn thing. Yes, sir, Father, I'm with you. But they're making sure their husbands get locked up. Yes, sir, Father, I'm with you. They're making good money, but they won't give a dime.
Yes, sir.
You see? And we're looking at this. I see it, but I don't chase it. I got a universe. I can leave anytime I want to. What's making me stay is my word. I shall pass away before my word shall fail. If you're going to be like me, you do the same thing. Give all that you have and all that's within your power. So if that answers the question about Jesus, we could go into it a little bit more. However, that is the real reason that Jesus was allowed to be killed. He, like my wives, submitted and wanted to do the will of Allah. The scientists say, if you want to do the will of Allah, leave those Jews alone. If I want to get the nation going the way that I want it to be, I want to send somebody that goes to bed with me, wakes up with me, goes shopping with me, goes visiting with me, goes to work with me. They know me. So will you go? Yes, I will go. Jesus said he would die. They said they would live. So that's what it is about Jesus. And you won't be able to tell the Christian that. Not yet. Brother Gregory got to go into church first. But what we're doing is going to make them listen. And when they do hear it, they're going to say, oh, Allah, can we have this white man? Then I'm going to ask them, I say, well, did you see any of this thing? No, sir. Well, you better go look at that before you go grab it. Does that answer your question? Okay, you got it. So, are you making tapes of this? So if you want to study it, our people love the truth, but they don't know what the truth is. They think the truth is Jesus. So they're using their own power to kill their own self. It's just that we want to make sure that the light becomes bright enough that it's so attractive to them, even in their ignorance, they know that this is a divine thing. Let me go. Check this out. See if the Lord will take me as I am. You see? And this is for real. You might say, well, Father tells a good story. This is not a story. It's for real. And you never heard that about Jesus before like that, had you? Does that sound right?
Yes, sir.
Can you mathematically prove that I've given you or shared with you the truth?
Yes, sir.
So then you know. If we allow Jesus to be killed, because what he was bringing was at a time for the people that was there, what do you think we're going to do for ourselves? Failure is not in the equation. Failure is not in the equation. Difficulties in the beginning, yes, it's there. In the beginning. What does it read, Brother Ambassador? After difficulties comes ease. So it looks like you're just about working your way out of difficulty.
Yes, sir.
Ease got to come.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I hope I'm not conning you all.
No, sir.
Okay. Let me say it this way, that it appears to be a con.
No, sir.
Well, if you continue to work diligently and keep your duty to yourself and your God,
Yes, sir.
you'll be successful. And keeping your duty don't mean that you do 100 miles an hour just trying to get it done all today. It ain't gonna happen. You know, it's like milking cows. Once you start milking, you all know about cows?
Yes, sir.
You know, once a cow, before it's a cow, it's called a heifer. She's never known a bull. Once the bull strikes her and she becomes pregnant and gives birth, then she becomes a cow. And when the calf starts to nurse the cow or the mother, and the milk starts coming, and you take the calf off the breast, then you keep on milking. The cow just keeps giving milk. As long as you keep doing that, she never dries up. Now, once you get a whole herd of them, you're going to do that. There ain't no such thing as a vacation. If you milk them 5 o'clock in the morning, the cow will come into the stall 5 o'clock every morning and be there waiting on you. Because if you miss it, she may become engorged, and that's painful. So they automatically know to be there. So that means you got to be there every Not 2 weeks off vacation. Every morning you got to be there. If you're not there, you got to make sure somebody else is there that know how to milk that cow. So you don't never go there and get finished. You go and just stop. You got to come back the next day. And they do it twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. You see the cows taking their time, moseying on up, coming on in. You know, and they stop and they want their hay, and they start eating. They sitting there waiting. Or you put the suction cups on, you had the pump go, you see the milk running through the thing, going into the big tank. After it's finished, hose them down, they look at your mouth, walk on out, and go on. That's every day. It don't mean if it's 0 degrees outside, you don't have to go. Nope. Still got to go. If it's 110, still got to go. You understand what I mean? What's the man say there? So that's the same dedication that you will have with this. It's just that we got so many people that's going to come and be able to give you time off to witness other things that's more pleasurable to you than the work part. The work part, the only thing pleasurable about that is the gratification that the people is actually saying that it's bringing to them because you're doing it. But then there's another pleasure. So after we really experience this part, I'll show you the other part. And I don't want you to do like one of my friends did. He went to apply for a job, or the man offered him a job, told him the benefits. How many have heard this before? So you don't know if you heard it or not. I haven't said enough of it. He was with me. Riding on the truck with me. We pulled up to the place. He had a sign up there, help wanted, security. He and I walking to the place. I had my papers. I was going to make the delivery. And the security guard walked by. He walked straight to him. Man, we need people like you. You know, I stand taller than him, but I'm not as big as he is. So he asked him, he said, well, what do you pay? So the man started saying, well, you have all these benefits. And he started running down the benefits. He still didn't answer what he paid. So he kept pressing and said, well, what do you pay? He said, well, the first year you get 2 weeks off. So when that, he still didn't answer. So I said, man, what does the job pay? It pays $3.50 an hour. So he says, well, I'll take the job providing one thing. That I get the 2 weeks off first. I thought it was kind of comical because he was playing with the man. So the same thing with us. You're going to have time off to relax your brain and see what things really are being produced for real pleasure. That's really already here. Scientists have a lot of things already here for you. However, you know, it's like a child. You know, a lot of things the parents already have for the child. The child don't know it. They don't even know it exists. But let it keep breathing. It's going to grow to that point, and then it's going to go past your capability of continuing satisfying it. Is that right?
Yes.
So the same thing here. You just won't get past me. But you have fun trying. Any other questions? That's it? Well, if you all agree with it, and you enjoy what you hear tonight,
Yes, sir.
you can make your everyday work station, your work habits, whatever you're doing, it can be just as pleasurable. It can be just as pleasurable. Especially if you know you're working with your brother. If you know, and it don't mean that he agrees with everything. However, there is a method that you will have to agree with. It's called math. You might not like it, but then that takes you off in the dislike of your brother. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And remember, the only thing holding you back is you. Well, if that's it, no more questions and whatnot, I'm going to leave you all alone. I want to see you 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning. I think we're going to meet here, right? We'll meet here 9. Oh, The 20th of this month, I'm supposed to speak in New York, in Manhattan. They've asked me to come there and speak. I don't know if Brother Secretary James spoke to Brother Supreme. I'll at least take those two with me. Make sure I don't get beat up. I think Brother Secretary James spoke with brother calls himself Melchizedek, the high priest. And I think the last time we were there, he had the opinion as though that he may have had just as much knowledge as me. Matter of fact, I think he didn't think it was me. He did, right? So since he's talking to Brother Secretary a couple of times, I think when you talked to him yesterday, and he wanted to call me minister, and the Secretary kind of straightened him out. So he promised to be good, right? He says him and the ones that's with him, or they will be there. He said they. I don't know who the they is, but he promised that they would be good. Sounded to me based on every time he talked to Brother Secretary James, he can't never get around him. So he figured, well, if James can do that, I might be a little bit better. So we'll see. But I'm supposed to be there on the 20th. That's a Sunday. I think it's Sunday after next. I'm supposed to be there. We're trying to close on the compound. We'd like to have $80,000. They say they will let us get by with $50,000. We just closed on the, no, not the compound. We just closed on the compound. That was $160-some thousand. We made that. We closed on that, last Thursday? So that includes 3 buildings. I don't know how many of you all have been to headquarters. The secretarial department now and everything there belongs to us. There's 6 acres, and we already got a brother with a drawing up what we intend to do with it. And if we do that, it's going to be beautiful. You know, he's with us. He's already drew up the schematics or the drawings for it, and we may have it Xerox or whatever it is, and so you all can see it. However, we're up against it again to come up with this money by the end of this month. The bank said that they will loan us, I think, $100,000. However, it's not going to come in until end of January or February, so that's too late. So as it stands today, I think we got something like maybe $10,000 towards the $50,000. And it's already the 8th or 9th or 7th, 8th. What is today? 8th. So we've got quite a few feelers out, quite a few promises, and we're beginning to see that most people's word is nothing. You know, as long as you don't call them up on their word, they show that they're big people. As long as we say, well, how big are you? Then we have to pull the microscope out, see if we can find them. You see? So I think we'll be successful in accomplishing it. I said that to say this: we have a bus out here. I know it, creeps along. Best we got for now. I would like to be able to actually, bring people over so you can see New York and see the mentality of them, and then bust you back. However, that would be a torturous trip because we don't have the money to pay for the hotels for you to get a minute's rest and then come back. So we may take, if anybody's got any money and they want to take the van or something like that, take 3 or 4, you have my permission to do that. Just get in touch with Secretary James or the Secretarial Department, or let my wife know. They can let you know how it is to be done. You can enjoy yourself and come on back. We first started off, the messenger and myself, we would go places, and we didn't have no money, because the messenger was paying for the building. If we did get a hotel, we paid for that. He and I drive all night, go to the place, have our speak, I'd do the speaking, do what we had to do, didn't collect no money, turn around and drive all the way back home, stop in the rest area, sleep across the seat. And Brother Abbas Rasul done the same thing with me. And when the messenger started off, we was in a car. When Brother Abbas started with me, we was in a van, so at least we had a bed or we had some comfortable seats. So now it's gotten to, well, when I go someplace, I stay a night anyhow, if it's any distance. But I'd like to get to the point where all of y'all that would like to go could go. You know, so we're still making progress. Soon my daughter, Sister Fatima, they came to me one day and told me, she said, Father, I had a wonderful dream. And I said, well, what was it? She said that you were at the airport and they was asking you, what do you want on the plane? And I said, well, I can put anything I want on the plane. They said, whatever you want on it, sir. I said, put the sun, moon, and star on it. Yes, sir. They jumped to it and put it on. And the plane was for my use, whatever I wanted to do. Yes, sir. And I don't want it for me. If the messenger told Allah, said, well, if I can't take him with me, I don't want to go either. Remember the messenger told us that, Brother Supreme? He said he was talking to Allah, and Allah told him, said, let's go, Elijah. The messenger said, without them? Yes, let's go. He said, well, if I can't take them with you, I don't want to go either. He got it from me. You will receive everything that you ever wanted. There are some things that we must do, whether we want to or not. A need, and we're taking care of the need now. And we will get to where everyone is healthy, well, and in good spirits, and you'll be able to get whatever you want. That's what we're into. Fast coming to that. All right? Well, I must admit, what's your sister? What's your name? Yes, ma'am. No, the sister in the diner. Sister Dawn? 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 You mean like of the day? Oh. Okay. I've been to the restaurant a couple of times, and it seems like the sister greets the people pretty well. Not that the other ones didn't, but I do see a difference. So we wanted to be where if you see one, you see them all. All right? If there's nothing else, I go home, take my beauty nap, get ready to see you all in the morning. Those of you that are head of departments. The rest of you all just, waiting patiently till the meeting is over and you can find out what was said and what is to be done. However, remember, this few days is left in 1998. It's the beginning of our happiness forever. You understand what I'm saying? It's the beginning of it. So we're ushering it in. The earth is going out of the 9 year, going into a 1, like starting over again, from 1 to 9. And I and the earth are in harmony with each other. This was my 9 year. January, I'll be going into a 1 year. So we're working in harmony. So I intend to be happy, and I can't do that if you're not. Assalamu alaikum.